want you to imagine a character. Your boss, Mickey Pearson.
You're too smart to be blackmailing us, Fletcher.
So I think we're all wondering, why does Freddy try to double-cross Eddie? Now that Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman has spun off into a second season, let's break down everything we know about the plot so far. The Gentleman Season 2 is officially happening, and we've got confirmation on which characters will be back. The Netflix series, based on Guy Ritchie's 2019 film, follows Theo James as Eddie, who inherits his family's estate along with a major marijuana empire. The first season dropped earlier this year and quickly gained attention thanks to its stellar cast, including Scodelario, Ray Winstone, Giancarlo Esposito, and Vinnie Jones. The positive reception has fueled excitement for the next chapter. According to Variety, Season 2 is a go, with 8 episodes lined up. Filming is set to kick off next year, and both James and Scodelario are returning. Plus, Ritchie is back in the director's chair, teaming up with his co-writer Matthew Reed. With production starting next year, we probably won't see The Gentleman Season 2 on Netflix until 2026. For those who might need a refresher, the first season followed Eddie as he inherited his father's country estate, only to find out that Glass and her imprisoned father had been running a cannabis empire right under his nose. At first, Eddie planned to get his family out of this mess, but as things progressed, he discovered that not only does he have a knack for the criminal life, but he actually enjoys it. Throughout Season 1, Eddie and his family, his brother Freddy, played by Daniel Ings, mother Lady Sabrina, and sister-in-law Tammy Chanel Cresswell, ran into a whole host of shady characters, including gangs from Liverpool, Albania, and the traveling community. Daniel Ings is also set to return in Season 2. The show takes place in the same universe as Guy Ritchie's 2019 Miramax film, The Gentleman, which featured stars like Charlie Hunnam, Matthew McConaughey, Colin Farrell, and Jeremy Strong. However, it doesn't share any characters with the movie. Variety critic Aramid Tinubu praised the series, calling it a brilliant show about legacy, family, and the thrills of self-discovery. She highlighted everything from the stunning settings and costumes to the clever use of on-screen text that helps viewers keep track of the complex deals, characters, and schemes. The show unravels like a captivating web of chaos, keeping audiences hooked throughout its 8 episodes. Netflix UK's content VP shared with Variety, with its gun-toting chickens and drug-dealing dukes, The Gentleman was a massive hit with audiences in 2024. It's no surprise, really, since Guy Ritchie is known for crafting authentically British stories with his signature swagger, grit, and wit. We're excited to have the series back for a second season and can't wait to see what happens when old money and drug money collide again. The show is produced by Moon Age Pictures, with Guy Ritchie, Moon Age's Matthew Reed, Will Gould, Frith Tiplady, and Mark Helwig for Miramax Television, all serving as executive producers. Ivan Atkinson is also on board as an executive producer. With that in mind, let's dive into the ending of Season 1 and what it means for Season 2. The first season wraps up Eddie's criminal journey in a way that feels both satisfying and intriguing for what's to come. Set in the same universe as Guy Ritchie's film, the Netflix series kicks off with Theo James' Eddie Halstead inheriting his late father's title of Duke of Halstead and a massive 15,000-acre estate. What seems like a dream inheritance quickly turns into a nightmare when Eddie's brother Freddy reveals he's deep in debt and was counting on the estate to settle it. Things get even messier when Eddie discovers that the estate is at the center of a major marijuana empire run by a powerful syndicate determined to keep control of the land. Initially, Eddie struggles to establish his authority and navigate this new criminal world, but he starts to find his footing, especially after teaming up with Susie Glass. Their partnership goes through its own ups and downs, but by the end of the season, Eddie finds his true calling. That said, one thing that might be puzzling is why Eddie changed his mind about buying Bobby Glass's business. At the beginning of The Gentleman, Eddie wants nothing to do with his father's shady dealings. However, as his circumstances change and he feels the need to protect his brother, he decides to stick around. Even then, he plans to clean up the mess his brother made and exit Bobby Glass's business and his inheritance. This intention causes tension between Eddie and Susie, especially when she manipulates him into laundering money through Chucky. Susie does this intentionally to drag out the process, ensuring Eddie remains involved in the business. By the end of the season, Eddie even lets Susie kill Henry, though she allows him to do it himself, recognizing it as a key moment in his criminal evolution. Eddie makes a few missteps, including inadvertently revealing the business's scalability and extensive supply chain to Henry. Henry, seeing the business's potential, tries to take it from Susie by threatening her brother. When Susie refuses, her brother Jack suffers the consequences, leading Susie to doubt Eddie's suitability for the criminal world. For a while, Eddie shared this doubt. However, his perspective shifts when Freddy reminds him of his ferocity as a child. This realization prompts Eddie to stop avoiding his true potential. Embracing his role, he devises a clever plan to eliminate all the competition. In the final arc of The Gentleman, Eddie's acceptance of his criminal path culminates in him taking decisive action, including allowing Susie to kill Henry, marking a crucial step in his transformation. What's even more puzzling is why Freddy tries to double-cross Eddie. In the Gentleman series, Daniel Ing's Freddy subtly hints to Susie during Jack's boxing match that if Eddie were out of the picture, he could step into his brother's role in the business. Although Susie didn't take him too seriously at the time, Freddy's comment reveals his desperation for power. His willingness to betray his brother shows just how far he's willing to go for a taste of control. Things come to a head when Freddy and Eddie visit Tibbsy to get a list of other lords, and Freddy admits his true intentions. He wants Eddie dead. Despite his betrayal, Freddy attempts to redeem himself in the finale. When Gospel John attacks them, Freddy shows a degree of remorse and accountability for his actions. He confesses to Eddie that his quest for power caused him to lose sight of his loyalty to his brother and the efforts Eddie has made to protect him. Eddie is naturally disappointed by Freddy's betrayal, but he eventually forgives him, recognizing Freddy's guilt and his attempt at redemption. The closing scene of The Gentleman reveals that Johnston is now imprisoned in the same luxurious rooftop sanctuary as Bobby. Bobby shares his perspective on prison life, suggesting it's not as terrible as it might seem from the outside. Johnston agrees, and as the credits roll, Bobby comments, "Spoken like a true gentleman," hinting that he may soon have Johnston under his control. In Season 2, Bobby could leverage his control over Johnston to gradually take over his meth empire supply chain and expand his business. Bobby has already trained Susie and Eddie to work together and helped Eddie find his footing in the criminal world. With Bobby's guidance, which includes his promise in Season 1 that he will never retire, the duo could further strengthen and expand Bobby's drug empire. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. What do you think about Freddy's betrayal and how it might impact Eddie's future? How do you see Bobby using his control over Johnston in Season 2? Will Eddie fully embrace his criminal role, or is there a twist ahead? Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome.